Welcome back to Pogchamps 2. Today we see Hafthor going up against AustinShow. Hafthor started in the first game with the white pieces. As always, it is a 2-game match and a 3rd game if needed. And Hafthor brought his bishop out first, which usually is not something you want to do. You usually want to first bring out your knight, but regardless, it's fine. The pawn is attacked, so Hafthor defends it. So far, so good. And then this is a very beautiful move. The point is, if you retreat the bishop, which is what happens, you obviously lose the pawn, but the problem is, instead, AustinShow didn't even take the free pawn and just developed a piece, and which gave obviously Hafthor a chance to then defend the pawn once again. Although this does block in the knight, maybe in the future you want to use the knight, that is still fine when you want to develop it. Now the knight coming here, I just kind of skip over this, but the idea with this move is maybe sending the queen here on a mission, and with the help of a knight, maybe just causing some annoying attacks against white, but the problem is the queen did not come, and instead the queen was actually blocked with this move. So far I think that Hafthor has just a way better position, already a castled king. You can see that instead AustinShow has a very long way to go before he can castle, and he's really been focusing on moving these pawns here rather than moving some of the other pieces. Here he just blunders a rook, and Hafthor doesn't see it for a couple of moves, so he castles first before taking the rook, and then only then takes the rook. And he kind of just goes up and cleans up all these pawns, and so already he has a lot of material, and even more material now with this blundered knight. And honestly, Hafthor is just a player that if you give him the chance to get this much material, he will convert it. He actually wins even more material with this beautiful move, taking advantage of this pin the bishop can obviously not take, and so you're getting a free bishop. You can take with both pieces. I think here you can also just not take. Whenever you have a pin, a little tip, don't rush, to take advantage of it, because you realize that they have to play, a move before they can move the piece away. So once they play that move, that's kind of your signal to take the piece. But right now you can even bring more pieces in the attack before you actually take the bishop, but instead the bishop was just taken immediately, but that's completely fine as well. The queen was sacrificed here, and honestly, Hafthor did a wonderful job of bringing every piece into the attack, right? With just having a bishop and a knight, that's not enough to do anything. So bringing the queen in, and then bringing the bishop in, and you'll notice he even, I think in the end, maybe tries to bring this knight in with some moves. So overall, just bringing all of these pieces in, making it very uncomfortable. Actually, never mind, he just takes the knight here instead of even bringing another piece in, but that's completely fine because he's just in such a winning position, and well, that's mate. So you'll see that a big tip here is bring all of your pieces in. This knight isn't doing anything, but these two bishops and this queen were very important for checkmating. Now, if AustinShow wins this game, there will be a tiebreaker, so he isn't out of out of this match yet. And here he starts with the Vienna game. This is not something that I personally would do. I much prefer going for the more normal f3, or knight to f3, sorry, and then, maybe taking out your bishop rather than starting with this. But if you know the theory behind it, it's completely fine. I think that with the Vienna, a lot of times you try to go with f4 because your knight here isn't blocking it immediately. So I don't know if moving out the knight here was the best choice, but again, I don't play the Vienna, so I'm probably not the best person to analyze this opening. I can talk about Black's side though. Black managed to castle very quickly here, so Hafthor already doing really well, getting all of his pieces into the game with the bishops, the queens. This knight is the only piece that he hasn't gone yet, and I believe that he does get it in soon. After he kicks the knight back, he brings his own knight in, and he already has a very nice position here. All of his pieces in, and he can get his rooks, and this is just a very pleasant position for Black. But there hasn't been really a blunder yet up until this point. This is a tactical mistake because you'll notice that this bishop aims at this rook. So if you let the pawn take, you can't really take back because you lose this piece. So already AustinShow down some material here. You can take here, but obviously there's a way better move, which is taking the queen. So in just 2 moves, he lost his rook and his queen. So from here, I would say, especially against Hafthor, it's basically game over. I mean, Hafthor, like I said, he's a wonderful player when it comes to converting good positions into wins. And honestly, I would say he has one of the biggest chances to win this tournament. He's a very strong player, physically and in chess. So I think that he has a very big chance to win this tournament. He does take a bit of a longer route to mate here, bringing the rook in and then having to take the rook, but overall he finds the mate, and that is the match. Make sure that you guys subscribe if you want more of these Pogchamps videos coming at you every single day, and peace out.